Father judgeth no man. Because a lot of the times we were taught, like the brother said, from churches, you're going to stand before God, the Father. They leave Jesus out the picture, except on December the 25th. That's the only time they incorporate him in there with any type of judgment. But let's see, Jesus got a bigger role than that. Let's go to Psalm, the 9th chapter. We're going to start this out in Psalm chapter 9. We want to edify the order that the Lord got this thing, this creation, when it's time to deal with man and judge him.
Yes.
Psalm 9. And we're going to pick it up at verse 7. Psalm 9 and verse 7. We're going to be jumping, so make sure everybody get there. All right, my brother, go ahead and read when you get it.
But the Lord shall endure forever.
Yes, sir.
He hath prepared his throne for judgment.
Wait a minute. He prepared his throne for judgment. It's already prepared, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And he shall judge the world in righteousness.
Who he going to judge again?
Righteousness.
He said the world he going to judge in righteousness. The world, he said. Go ahead.
He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness.
Yes, sir. What else?
The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble.
When we in trouble, he said he going to be a refuge. In other words, we going to have a place to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Protection. Go ahead.
And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee.
Yes.
For thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee.
It feel like it, but he said he ain't forsaken you.
That's right.
Sometimes it might feel like you forsook, but you're not. Skip down to 14. 14, and what he say?
That I may show forth all thy praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion.
Yes, sir.
I will rejoice in thy salvation.
I'm rejoicing in salvation. Skip to 16.
The Lord is known by the judgment which he executed.
Yes.
The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands.
Wait a minute. He said the wicked, they got trapped by the work of their own hands. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Higgaion Selah.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. One more.
The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God.
And every nation that forget him, he said they're going to be turned into hell. We're going to read later a little bit about that. Skip to 19.
Arise, O Lord. Let not man prevail.
Because it feels like that sometimes. Go ahead.
Let the heathen be judged in thy sight.
Oh, the heathen nations. Go ahead.
Put them in fear, O Lord.
Yes.
That the nations may know themselves to be but men.
Because they feel like they more than man sometimes.
Right. Selah.
Ain't that something?
Mm-hmm.
He said, make them remind them, Lord. Let's go to Isaiah, the 64th chapter. Because that man, sometimes he get beside himself.
What you said.
And the creation ain't no more created by God. They feel like they done did this.
Right.
That's why they come up with the Big Bang Theory. They don't want to give God no credit. Right. Mother Nature.
Right.
At what time are we going to say God? He's responsible for everything.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about everything in righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
He don't deal with no wickedness. Isaiah 64 and verse 1. 64 and verse 1. Go ahead and read, brother.
Oh, that thou wouldest rend the heavens, that thou wouldest come down, that the mountains might flow down at thy presence.
Look, he said, oh, that thou would tear the heavens. That would mean rend. Rip them open. He gonna do it too. Then he said, thou wouldest come down from the third floor. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. 2.
As when the melting fire burneth, the fire causeth the waters to boil.
Yes, sir.
To make thy name known to thine adversaries.
And that's what we just read over in Psalm, to make your name known. Go ahead.
That the nations may tremble at thy presence.
Yes, sir.
When thou didst terrible things, which we looked not for, thou camest down.
Yes.
the mountains flow down at thy presence.
He did that even in Exodus. When we read the book of Exodus, we coming up out of the wilderness.
That's right.
The people said, we don't want to hear you speak.
Right.
Let us hear Moses, because if he speak, we gonna die.
Uh-huh.
Man can't handle it, but he want to handle it. Go ahead.
4. For since the beginning of the world, men have not heard nor perceived by the ear.
No, sir. What else?
Neither have the eye seen, O God, beside thee, what he has prepared for him that waiteth for him.
Oh, he got something for us. Go ahead.
Thou meetest him that rejoiceth and worketh righteousness, those that remember thee in thy ways. Behold, thou art wroth.
Yes.
For we have sinned. In those is continuance, and we shall be saved.
The ones that's righteous, he said they gonna be what? Saved. The Lord said, I got mercy for them. Why? Because they think about my name. Let's go to 1 Corinthians.
Teach, bro.
The 2nd chapter. He said they think they think about my name. I'm gonna deal with them.
That's right.
I'm gonna be their refuge. I'm coming back to clean up this earth. And when I do that, I want everybody that's righteous on this side. That's why the Lord take his time coming back. Because he's trying to get his man the opportunity to save himself.
That's right. Man.
The Lord ain't in the business of destroying. He's merciful.
Yes.
He keep trying to allow us to get to him. Said his hand is not short that it can't save.
Yes.
Neither is it ear heavy that it cannot hear.
Yes.
He said our sins have separated us from him.
Teach, bro.
Lord said, I can't dwell in the same room with you if you sin it. So now we're in 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Let's see what Paul got to say. 2 and 7 is where Paul got it from in Isaiah. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 7. Go ahead and read.
But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery.
Yes, sir.
Even the hidden wisdom.
Yes.
Which God ordained before the world unto our glory.
That's right, brother. What else?
Which none of the princes of this world knew.
Yes.
For had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory.
If they would have known this, they wouldn't have what? Crucified him.
That's right.
They would have been mindful. But go ahead and read. What else?
But as it is written,
yes.
Eye hath not seen,
yes.
nor ear heard, neither hath entered into the heart of man.
Wait, now we just read that, didn't it?
Yes.
So when Paul said it's written, we know where he quoted from, the prophets. Paul ain't teaching nothing new. It's new to us because we ain't never read it. Go ahead and read.
The things which God hath prepared for them that love him.
That's right. So now, let's take it a step further. Let's introduce something God the Father put in writing. Psalm 119. No, I'm sorry, Psalm 110. The book of Psalm, 110th chapter. You got to be very specific when you call out Psalm, don't you?
Yeah, right. Plenty of them.
You got to say Psalm, the 110th chapter of Psalm. Psalm 110, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. 110 and verse 1. Go ahead and read, brother.
The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool.
Y'all see something that started off kind of strange? Say the Lord said unto my Lord. This David talking. He got a Lord, and his Lord got a Lord. Go ahead and read, brother.
The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion.
Yes.
Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies.
I want you to take it from Zion and rule in the rest of the world. Go ahead and read.
Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning.
Because right now they don't know nothing about him. But he said in that day they're going to be willing. Go ahead.
Thou hast the dew of thy youth.
Yes, sir. So now, skip to verse 5 for me.
The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath.
Where is he at? At his right hand, he
Yes.
said. It's his right hand man. Go ahead and read.
He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies.
Wait a minute now. Ain't nobody tell us about this Jesus. They got you raptured off. They got you hidden somewhere. But he said, he shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with dead bodies. Go ahead and read.
He shall wound the heads over many countries.
And the heads over many countries are all the dictators. Your kings that they would call, the Bible would call them. The leaders. He said he gonna whoop on them when he get back. Let's go to John the 18th chapter. Did we finish? We finished all that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go to John the 18th chapter. St. John right here. Now this Jesus dealing with Pontius Pilate. And Pilate tried to get him off. Because he understand as clear as day. I see you ain't got no flaw. So why these people judging you? But he don't understand the spiritual aspect of it. That if Jesus don't die, we all going to hell. And not the good hell that you're thinking about. Just the, you know how they say, hey, you go to hell, you know what I'm saying? And they be done with it. Lord say, not in that situation. John 18, pick it up at verse 33. He's finna mention what we just read in the book of Psalm. John 18 and verse 33. Let's see who he mentioned first. Go ahead.
Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again and called Jesus and said unto him, Art thou the King of the Jews? Jesus answered him, Sayest thou this thing of thyself, or did others tell it thee of me? Pilate answered, Am I a Jew? Thine own nation and the chief priests have delivered thee unto me.
So that's a lot from verse 34. He said, Sayest thou this thing of thyself, or did anybody else tell you this? Because guess what? The Lord really delivered this to you. Just like he told Peter and them, the Father showed you these things.
That's right.
He said, listen, am I a Jew? Thine own nation and the chief priest, they delivered you unto me.
Right.
Go ahead and read.
What hast thou done? Jesus answered, My kingdom is not of this world.
What? It's not of this world. Go ahead.
If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight.
Hey, we just read that. Go ahead. They're going to be willing in that day. Go ahead.
Yes. That I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence.
It's not from this world. Go ahead.
Pilate therefore said unto him, Art thou a king then? Jesus answered, Thou sayest that I am a king.
He said, You said I was. Go ahead.
To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world.
Why? Because he a king, right?
Yeah.
He the king of the Jews. Go ahead.
That I should bear witness unto the truth.
Yes.
Everyone that is of the truth heareth my
We
voice.
should be able to hear him when he's talking to us.
Teach.
Even in our everyday life, the Lord is guiding us. We should hear his voice when we're making decisions and choices. We should hear him. He said everybody that's dealing with the truth hear his voice.
Teach, bro.
He ain't say just pertaining to this situation. He's saying everything. So now let's go to Zechariah. Zechariah, the 12th chapter. Zechariah gonna speak about it. Every last prophet had their opportunity to speak on this thing. And when they did, they was all on one accord. They see God judging. And when you're using the word God, you're talking a Hebrew word, Elohim. More than one member, right? More than one teammate. Right now, we only got two. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit at my right hand. Zechariah 12 And we're going to pick it up at verse 8. In that day, because he said his people going to be willing to fight.
Mm-hmm.
In that day, let's look at it. 12 and 8. Go ahead.
In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Yes.
And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David.
Shall be strong. Go ahead.
And the house of David shall be as God.
Yes.
As the angel of the Lord before them.
That's right, brother. What else?
And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem.
Anybody that come up against me said, I'm knocking them out. Go ahead.
And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of supplications. And they shall look upon me whom they have pierced.
Wait a minute. And they shall look upon who? Me. So we see this God talking right here. He said, me whom they have what? Pierced.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And they shall mourn for him as one mourneth for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him.
Yes.
As one that is in bitterness for his firstborn.
Wait a minute. He said that they going to look upon me whom they pierced. Did the Father get pierced? Let's go see Revelation, the first chapter. Revelation, the first chapter. He gonna make it very clear as to who he talking about. Lord said, I'm coming. I'm gonna rend the heavens like they said. And you have to be very, very sinful to get God this upset that he doing this much. And it's going to be a one-sided war.
Mm-hmm. What you say?
That's the thing.
Sure is.
You going to get beat down off of one side. It's one-sided.
Yep.
Revelation 1 and verse 7. We try to make sure we don't get caught up in this thing. 1 and verse 7, brother. Go ahead.
Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him.
He coming with the clouds, and every eye, he said. Go ahead.
And they also which pierced him.
The ones that pierced him, he said. Go ahead.
And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen.
I thought we was going to be happy. He said everybody going to wail. He said all the kindreds, meaning the families of the earth. No matter where you at, you family of this earth, you going to be well, and he said.
That's right, bro.
We read 8, right?
No,
read 8. I'm sorry.
I am Alpha and Omega,
yes.
The beginning and the end.
I'm the beginning and the end. Go ahead.
Saith the Lord, which is and was and which is to come, the Almighty.
He even called himself the Almighty. People get mad. Wait a minute. You can't call him the Almighty either. He the Son. These guys come as a package deal. Can't have one without the other.
That's right, bro.
Let's go to Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. Can't have one without the other. They like, no. We know the Father. We ain't even know the Father existed till Jesus came and revealed him.
That's right, bro.
And he wasn't called or known as the Father at that time. It was God and God. Lord and Lord. Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 13. 12 and 13. Go ahead, brother.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God,
yes,
and keep his commandments.
Yes.
For this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment.
This right here is singular. Go ahead.
With every secret thing.
Yes.
Whether it be good or whether it be evil.
This is Solomon that wrote Ecclesiastes.
Yes.
Let's go see what Paul saw again. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 5 this time. He saw the same thing. Matter of fact, he read this thing. The Lord opened up his understanding. Because he was killing the apostles at that time. He was killing any saint, all the saints. He was killing them. Now he joined a winning team. Look like the losing team right now, but we the winning team.
Right. What you say?
They call us the underdogs, you know?
Right. Favorites.
Yes, sir. 2 Corinthians chapter 5. 2 Corinthians 5 and 11. 5 and 11. Go ahead.
Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men.
That's why we persuade people, right? Because we know the terror that's going to come. Go ahead.
But we are made manifest unto God.
Yes.
And our trust also are made manifest in your consciences.
That's right, brother. Jump up to verse 10.
Yes. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ.
We must do what?
Appear before the judgment seat of Christ.
We found out which one is judging, right? Said Christ. The Father ain't called Christ. Go ahead and read, brother.
That everyone may receive the things done in his body.
Yes, sir.
According to that he have done.
Yes.
Whether it be good or bad.
That's what we just read in Ecclesiastes. All the secret things, good or bad. Don't matter. He said you got to get your reward. So that's a good thing. Acts the first chapter. Acts chapter 1. All we do is let the Bible just speak on the subject. When you let him speak, you don't get no confusion. Edification. Fear. Our faith increased. Acts chapter 1. And we're going to pick it up at verse 6. Acts chapter 1 and verse 6. Go ahead and read, brother. What he say?
When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel?
That's what everybody want to know. Is it going to be right now? We hope it be right now. Go ahead.
Right. And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power.
Go ahead.
But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost is come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in all of Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost part of the earth.
That's right. What else?
And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
Wait a minute. There you go with that cloud again, don't it?
Right.
And the cloud received them out of their sight.
Right.
Go ahead and read.
10. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel.
What they asked.
Which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into the heaven?
What you standing there looking up there? That's what rise for. Go ahead and read.
This same Jesus, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
That's the one that got pierced. Go ahead.
Then returned they unto Jerusalem, unto the mount called Olivet, which is from Jerusalem a Sabbath day's journey.
So he gonna come back on the Mount of Olives right there. He said he was gonna do it, and he said with the cloud, didn't he? So now let's see where Jesus went to and what did he receive. Let's go to Daniel the 7th chapter.
Teach, bro.
Daniel the 7th chapter. Book say that Satan is wiser than Daniel because Daniel got a lot. He got a plate full, man. Lord told him this ain't for you. He told him go rest because you got a lot in your days. This guy gonna become God soon he get up.
Right.
Man. They had to work for it though.
Right.
Daniel 7. And we're gonna pick it up at verse 13. 7 and 13. Remember, he traveled in that cloud. He went somewhere. Let's see where he went and what he got. Go ahead.
I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven.
Wait a minute. He came with the clouds of heaven, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And came to the Ancient of Days.
Oh, who was the Ancient of Days? The Father.
Mm-hmm.
He went right there. Go ahead.
And they brought him near before him.
Remember, he said, "Come up here and sit at my right hand
Right.
till I make thine
Enemies thy
enemies your
footstool."
footstool." Go ahead.
And there was given him dominion and glory.
So
and
look at what he went and inherited.
Mm.
Dominion, glory, what else?
And a kingdom
And a kingdom, what else?
that all people, nations, and languages should serve him.
They gonna sit in there and they gonna learn from him.
Yes.
And some gonna get head whoopings. Go ahead.
His dominion is an everlasting dominion,
Yes.
which shall not pass away.
It ain't going nowhere. Go ahead.
And his kingdom, that which shall not be destroyed.
It's gonna be planted and it's gonna be there forever.
That's right.
Let's go to Matthew 28.
That's right, bro.
Because he came back down to visit. And when he came back down to visit, he had a message. Even that message come to us in our generations.
Mm.
Matthew chapter 28 and verse 16. So we saw what he went to go get. Dominion, power, kingdom, all nations. He inherited a lot.
Yes.
And we did too. We're going to show you. Matthew chapter 28 and verse 16. 28 and 16. Go ahead.
Then the 11 disciples went away into Galilee, into a mountain where Jesus had appointed them.
Yes.
And when they saw him, they worshiped him, but some doubted.
Yeah, they worship him. Go ahead.
And Jesus came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth.
He went up there and he got it. The sign, seal, and deliver stamp. Boom.
Yes.
Came back down and told him, yep, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And he said, all of it is given unto me, right?
That's right.
In heaven and in earth. He even got something else. Let's go to Philippians, the 2nd chapter. Philippians chapter 2. He got a name to go along with it. Because he was known as Jehovah. Or like some people say, Yahweh.
Right.
When they say he the Father is the main God in the Old Testament, they didn't know they was talking about Jesus.
Right.
They had no clue about that. Philippians 2. He said, all power. And we got it too. Romans 8 chapter told us that we was joint heirs.
Yes.
What he get, you get. That's a huge statement. That's a T-bone steak that ain't nobody had. Want to taste it, but ain't nobody had it.
Right.
Philippians 2 and verse 9. Go ahead, brother.
Wherefore God also hath highly exalted him.
Yes.
And given him a name which is above every name.
So he also gave him a name that's above every name.
Yes.
There's the highest you can go is the Father, right? So if that's the highest you can go, who the Father name? Who name did he receive? The Father's name. Jesus.
Yes.
That's the highest you can go. That's why you call him Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Or Jesus the Christ, so you can differentiate the difference between the two. One is the Father named Jesus. One is the Son named Jesus.
That's right.
Got to be a junior to get that inheritance, don't you?
Right.
The Lord did it. Go ahead.
10. That at the name of Jesus,
Yes.
every knee should bow.
Yes, sir.
Of things in heaven and things in earth
Yes.
and things under the earth.
That's right. Go ahead.
And that every tongue should confess that Jesus Christ is Lord,
Yes.
to the glory of God the Father.
And who did this? Let's go see Isaiah the 9th chapter. They not jealous. See, they don't have the emotions man has.
Right.
We full of emotion and feeling.
Right. Emotions get you.
They don't have that right there.
Mm-hmm.
They able to move that out the way.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of business forever.
Right. For real.
The only one that was immortal that tried that was Satan.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw what that got him.
Yeah.
And I
Fire.
don't want no parts of that. Yeah, fire. Special kind.
Right.
Isaiah chapter 9. And we're going to pick it up at 6. 9. Chapter 9 and verse 6 and 7. 6 and verse 7. When you get it, let's see who did this for Jesus. Go ahead.
For unto us a child is born.
Yes.
And to us a son is given.
It's given. Somebody had to give them to us. Go ahead.
And the government shall be upon his shoulder.
Oh, wait a minute. The government,
Mm-hmm.
all rules, regulations, and laws come through him.
That's right. Yeah.
It's up on his shoulders to establish that to the earth. Go ahead.
Mid-6. And his name shall be called Wonderful.
What?
Yes. Counselor.
Yes.
The Mighty God.
What? He's called the Mighty God.
Yes.
He's called Wonderful and a Counselor.
Yeah.
That's a lawyer.
Yeah. Come on.
A
bro.
lawyer is called Counselor.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
He's able to do what? Speak to the Father, the
Mhm.
judge on our behalf and tell us it's okay. Receive him.
Yes. Teach, bro.
I'm vouching for him.
Right.
And the Father gonna go for it, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
The Mighty God.
Yes.
The Everlasting Father.
What? He's
Yes.
called an everlasting Father.
Yes.
This would throw some people off.
Mm.
So he's a father too, because guess what? He carried us from the beginning. He gonna carry us to the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's called Alpha and Omega.
Yeah.
The beginning and the end, the first and the last.
Yeah.
What else, brother?
The Prince of Peace.
He's also called the Prince of Peace. Go ahead.
Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end.
Oh, so Daniel was right. He got a
Mhm.
witness. Go ahead.
Upon the throne of David and
Yes.
upon his kingdom to order it
To order it. Go
Yes.
ahead.
and to establish it with judgment
Yes.
and with justice from henceforth even forever.
Who did this though?
The Lord did.
Go ahead.
Yes. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform
That's the
this.
Father right there. He gonna
Yes.
perform this.
Yeah.
He gonna lights, camera, action, boom. And he gonna watch it go down.
Yeah.
Jesus gonna be the front center stage of attention.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody gonna watch when the sky roll back like a
Right.
scroll.
Teach, bro.
Lord gonna be like, go ahead, do your thing.
Mm.
They didn't think we were coming, but we caught them. Luke chapter 1. He said upon the throne of David.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go look at that. Luke chapter 1. Mary understood it. Mary got it. Luke chapter 1. Got to read this type of stuff from time to time too, because we tend to lose that fear.
Right.
We get complacent, comfortable.
Teach, bro.
We done forgot about it. And he coming back saying, I'm the one that's going to tear you to pieces if you don't get it together. That's
Come on.
scary.
Mm.
Luke 1 and 31. Go ahead.
And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Jesus.
Man, that's all capital letters, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
Read.
He shall be great and shall be called the Son of the Highest.
Wait a minute. The highest.
Yes.
That means that's the highest you can go.
Yeah.
Highest. That let you know it's the Father, because Jesus was never called the highest.
Come on, bro.
He shared most high with him, but he never shared the highest.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And the Lord God shall give unto him the throne of his father David.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever.
How long?
Forever.
Go ahead.
And of his kingdom there shall be no end.
Yes, indeed. He said ain't going to be no end. Let's go to Matthew chapter 19. Because all this going to be rewinded, but the apostle going to ask a question. That's what I like about Peter. Peter asks questions, man.
Sure did.
He might jump the gun sometime, but he asks questions.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. We did this. What should we get?
Mm-hmm.
We done did that. What about this?
Right. Hey, that's a real question.
Yeah. Because if I'm going to work for you, what I get paid for?
What I'm about to get paid. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to forsake everything. What I get?
Right.
Yeah.
What you said.
We're in Matthew chapter 19. And we're going to pick it up at verse 27. 19 and verse 27. As a matter of fact, read verse, I know I ain't got it there, but jump up to verse 16. Let's see how it actually happened.
Okay.
16, brother, go ahead.
And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
You got to watch out for that right there.
Right, you see.
You come trying to stroke his ego already smooth. Good master. Jesus knew it. Let's see what he say. Go ahead.
And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good?
Put him on Front Street. What you calling me good for? Go ahead.
There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
He still gave him an answer. But he let him know ain't none good but one right now.
Yes.
It's the Father, man.
Yes.
And he said, but if you will enter into life, you want that eternal life.
Yeah.
He said, keep the commandments.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Yeah, and we distracted by something that simple. We got stuff complex. We like it to be a little more, it's got to be more mysterious than that.
Intricate.
Yeah. Make it a mystery novel.
Right.
When it's simplicity, go ahead and read.
It's you want that 18?
Yeah.
18. He saith unto them, Which? Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness.
We just read this in the law.
Yeah.
That's why it's good to read it when you open up. Go ahead.
Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. The young man saith unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Jesus said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me.
Come and do what?
Follow me.
He said, now that's what perfection is like. Once he heard this, let's see what happened. Read 22.
But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possession.
Wait, he went away sorrowful because he got all the money. Go ahead and read 23. Then
said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Now skip down to 27, our original statement, that question that Peter gonna ask. Go ahead.
Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?
What shall we get? Go ahead.
And Jesus said unto him, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Wait a minute, even they gonna be judges.
Right.
And he letting them know, if you come in that regeneration to my resurrection. Because you got guys out here teaching reincarnation, so you got to watch out for that doctrine.
That's right. That's
Got
right.
to watch out for that garbage.
Yeah, that's
So
what it
read
is.
29. What else he say?
And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold,
Yes.
and shall inherit everlasting life.
That's a lot of
Yes, sir. That's a good payday.
good fortune right there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how many 100-fold is, but it's enough.
Yeah.
It's out of the lake of fire. That's all I know.
What you say?
If I
Yes,
got to
sir.
shine shoes. Got to shine them shoes, I will.
Yes, sir. What you
What
say?
David said, if he got to be a doorkeeper in the house, hey, I'd rather
Rather be a
be that.
doorkeeper. That's right.
Let's go to Psalm 122.
What you said.
Said, I ain't finna go there. Do not put me in that trash can over there.
Mm-hmm.
That dumpster.
Garbage.
Psalm 122. Y'all see how clear and how simple God is with his word, though?
Mm-hmm.
We found out who the judge is. When he said the Father judge no man, who is it? Jesus. Jesus said even the 12 apostles, they gonna be judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right, bro.
He spread this thing all the way out.
Right.
Letting them know, hey, he said, listen, all power is given unto him in heaven and earth. And if we join ours, then somebody got to be judges with them.
Right. What you say? Mm-hmm.
Psalm 122. And we're going to pick it up at verse 4. We're going to read 4 and 5. And we're going to see that was already established. Matter of fact, start at verse 1. Start at verse 1 because it's going into it. Go ahead.
I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord.
Yes, sir. He said, I was glad. Go ahead.
Yeah. Our feet shall stand within thy gates, O Jerusalem.
Yes.
Jerusalem is builded as a city that is compact together. Whether the tribes go up, the tribes of the Lord, unto the testimony of Israel, to give thanks unto the name of the Lord.
Yes, sir.
For there are set thrones of judgment.
What? There are what?
Set thrones of judgment.
They already set. He said it's set thrones of judgment. Go ahead.
The thrones of the house of David.
He said they're going to come strictly from the house of what? David.
Yeah.
You're talking about all spiritual Israel as well as physical that came from his lineage.
Yes.
They going to be there. Let's go to Revelation chapter 20. Because Abraham, he going to be there. He wasn't an Israelite. Isaac wasn't one. So anybody before them, these brothers be cutting them off at the kneecaps. Trying to say, hey, only Israel. Well, you didn't cut Abraham out the picture, and you cut Isaac out the picture.
Right.
Noah, Enoch, and all the rest of them.
That.
You didn't cut them all out. Revelation 20. And we're going to pick it up at verse 4. Revelation 20 and 4. Go ahead and read.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them.
Plural.
And judgment was given unto them.
Oh, judgment was given unto them too.
Yes.
Read.
And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years.
How long? 1,000 years. Go ahead.
But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection.
So he asked him when he come get the earth in order. Still got another resurrection after this.
Yeah.
Because everybody got to get judged now.
What you said, man.
And that first resurrection, they had the job to get this earth in order. Now, guess what? When we come into the picture, let's see who else we judge. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 6. Satan said, oh, no, what? I need to bring a lot of them with me then. These guys get to judge the angels. You might see old family members. You have to rewind some stuff to them.
Right.
You got to slam them in the fire.
Won't even have the same name.
Yep. The Lord got a way of bringing back to our remembrance the things we once did. 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 1. Go ahead.
Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust and not before the saints?
Yeah, because we do that sometimes. Go ahead.
Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world?
And he said, do you not know that? It said God was going to judge the world. But there go saints involved in it too.
What you said.
Read, brother.
And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
He said, listen, you got a job right now. You're supposed to be judging the small matters.
Right.
Showing God you are worthy to judge greater things.
That's right, bro. That's right.
He said, but you can't judge the smallest matters. Go ahead.
Know ye not that we shall judge angels?
What?
Right.
Nobody ever told us that. So what you doing with wings on your back?
Right.
When somebody died, they got it on the little what you call them things? The obituary. They got wings and a halo, and they say they made their homecoming.
Right. Earn their wings.
Yeah. Go ahead and read, brother.
Mid 3. How much more things that pertain to this life?
He said, how much more stuff that pertain to this life? Read one more.
If then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are least esteemed in the church.
Yes, indeed, brother.
Yes.
Now let's run to Malachi, the 3rd chapter. Malachi chapter 3. It's a no long lesson either, because it's simple, straight to the point. Malachi chapter 3. And we're going to look at something God saw. Malachi chapter 3 and verse 16. Go ahead.
Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name.
Yes, sir, brother. Go ahead.
And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spared his own son that serveth him.
He said, but there's a book written in it.
Yes.
A book of remembrance. He said the ones that feared the Lord, meaning we dealing with this word together. We try not to offend. We trying to stay in his good grace.
That's right, bro.
And we trying to bring more into the fold. Go ahead.
Yes. You want that 17? No, 18?
Yeah, read the 18.
Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not.
Yep, because when you got that, you'll know, right? You'll have that knowledge, that gift of discernment.
That's right, bro.
All you have to do is ask a couple of questions.
Yeah.
You'll get that right off the bat.
Right. Right.
Let's go to Exodus, the 32nd chapter. Let's go look at this book. This thing was mentioned and known about through Moses. Exodus 32. This when Moses had to go up to receive the commandments. Israel was like, this dude gone for too long, man. We need to party. And they pushed up on Aaron. Aaron was afraid. And he allowed them to do something. But we're going to jump to the meat of the matter. Read this 32nd chapter on your own. 32 and 30. Pick it up at verse 30. Go ahead.
And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses said unto the people, ye have sinned a great sin.
Yes.
And now I will go up unto the Lord. Peradventure I shall make an atonement for your sins.
Oh, so an atonement has to be made once you sin.
That's right.
Go ahead and read.
And Moses returned unto the Lord and said, oh, this people have sinned a great sin and have made them gods of gold.
Yes.
Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written.
Wait a minute, look at that book. And he told me, blot me out of it. This let you know that he was like Jesus. He was the forerunner. But he said something that was a little too far for him to go. That was above his pay grade.
Right.
So look at what the Lord say to him. Read 33.
And the Lord said unto Moses, whosoever hath sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book.
I ain't got nothing to do with you, Moses.
Right.
The one that's sin is the one getting blotted out. But this let us know that there's a book, right?
Right.
Let's go to Hebrews chapter 12. Paul gonna mention this thing. And when he mentioned it, it's gonna be said in a way that now you will understand ain't nobody in heaven, it's just a book there. The book of remembrance. Just like you ain't up there with the rainbow.
Right.
In order for him to remember.
Right.
But the rainbow come out every once in a while to let us remind us.
Right.
There's a covenant.
Right. That's right, bro.
Hebrews 12 and verse 22. Hebrews 12 and 22. When you get it, go ahead and read.
But ye are come unto Mount Zion, and unto the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to an innumerable company of angels.
Yes, sir. Mount Zion, Jerusalem. Go ahead.
To the general assembly and church of the firstborn, which are written in heaven.
Yes.
And to God, the judge of all.
Wait a minute. He said, which are written in heaven.
Yeah.
Written how? It's in the book. Go ahead.
And to God, the judge of all.
Yes.
And to the spirits of just men made perfect.
Right. And to God, the judge of everybody. And to the spirits of just men made perfect. That's us. Go ahead.
And to Jesus, the mediator of the new covenant. And to the blood of sprinkling that speaketh better things than that of Abel.
Now let's move forward. Because we just saw that the book was written, right? Now Jesus finna mention it. Revelation chapter 20. It's going to be all based off what's written in that book. Y'all know how that do. You got that look. Everybody got it. Even in the movies, they had a little book. Everybody fighting for this one book that got all the names in it. The information in it.
Right.
So everybody got the little book. But let's look at the most powerful book outside of this Bible. Revelation chapter 20, and let's pick it up at verse 11. 20 and verse 11. Let's see what we saw. Go ahead.
And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away.
Yes, sir.
And there was found no place for them.
Right. This great white throne, Jesus Christ sitting up on that. Go ahead.
And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God.
Yes.
And the books were opened.
Wait a minute. Now, books were open. It's the Bible. Because that's what you got to judge everybody out of.
Right. That's right.
Go ahead.
And another book was opened, which is the book of life.
That's the one with your name is in there, you good money. Go ahead.
And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works.
Yeah, so if you ate unclean, he don't judge you according to the law.
Right.
If you said something you wasn't supposed to say, if you had sown discord, whatever it was, he said it's going to be a law that tell him if you was guilty or not.
You did it or not. That's right,
yes,
bro.
Sir. Go ahead.
13. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it,
Yeah.
And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them.
It's the second resurrection.
Right.
Go ahead.
And they were judged every man according to their works.
Our actions. Yep. Secret things. Go ahead.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire.
Yes.
This is the second death.
Right. So all the conditions and everything in a graveyard, he said he threw that into the lake of fire. I remember boy said one time before, and that did make sense. Ain't no way I'm gonna go up against a God that can kill death.
Right. Right. Literally.
You bad if you can kill death. Hey man, that's a bad God right there.
Yeah, it is.
You killing death.
Dreadful, right.
Go ahead and read.
15. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Yes, sir. So if their name is not there, he said you're gonna get a stamp of rejection. Like the man that was invited and didn't have on a wedding garment. And Jesus asked him how he get there, and he was speechless. That's what this was talking about right here. And then he had to escort the guy out.
Right.
The angel did that, bound him hand and foot. You can scream and holler. Once they grab you, ain't no time out. Wait.
No.
Let's bargain. Let's have a reason. No, I've been trying to reason with you for years. And you didn't want none, right? Go ahead and read.
Did you want more than that?
No, read that again, 15, one more time.
And whosoever was not found written in the book of life
Yes.
was cast into the lake of fire.
Ain't no coming out of that. Let's go to 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. He said he gonna watch them scream day and night forever, and we will even see it. I don't want nobody to go other than Satan now, who it was meant for.
Right.
But it's out of my hands to want what it does. What everybody else don't want, you know. But 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 20. 15 and 20. And if you say you ain't going there, that means you're going to be keeping the commandments. You're going to be at peace. You're going to find ways to keep this thing, His word. You're going to make sure you ain't dealing with confusion. You're going to put on the mind of Jesus Christ at all costs. 15 and 20, go ahead.
But now is Christ risen from the dead
Yes,
and become the first fruits of them that slept.
he's the first one, go ahead.
For since by man came death,
Yes,
by man came also the resurrection of the dead.
yes,
For as in Adam all die,
yes,
even so in Christ shall all be made alive.
yes, sir, go ahead.
But every man in his own order. Christ the first fruits, afterward they that are Christ at his coming.
Yep, so somebody gonna come after. He said they that are Christ at his coming, meaning you belong to him.
That's right.
So the dead in Christ gonna raise up too. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, everybody we read about coming up out that ground.
That's right, brother.
Job and all them. If we wonder what they look like, we will see them. Go ahead and read.
24. Then cometh the end,
Oh, then now the end is coming. Go ahead.
when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to God,
Yes, sir.
even the Father.
Oh, now he got to give this over to God, the Father.
That's right.
Go ahead.
When he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power.
Yep, but it's got to be clean, spotless.
Yes.
Go ahead.
For he must reign till he hath put all enemies under his feet.
Yeah, we're going to run this thing till it's all over. Go ahead.
Right. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death.
That's why I said it's a bad man that can kill death.
That's right.
Go ahead.
For he hath put all things under his feet.
Yes.
But when he saith all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him.
Yes, sir. He was accepted.
Yeah.
The Father allowed him to become that wave offering, that high priest.
Right. Teach, bro.
And us along with him. Go ahead.
Yes. 28. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him.
That's when he's going to be subject to the Father. Now,
Right.
go ahead.
That God may be all in all.
That he may be all in all.
That's right, bro.
Let's go to St. John, because the same thing is talked about.
That's
St.
right.
John chapter 5. I mean, this thing crystal clear.
Yes.
And you can still pile plenty of more on top of it. The Lord wants us to know this. And we didn't have nothing to do with no lake of fire. It was created for Satan.
Right.
And his angels. We so nosy, we found our way in this thing.
Man.
We had something. We ain't had nothing to do with this. Well, let me find out anyway. John chapter 5, pick it up at verse 21. As a matter of fact, start at verse 20.
Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, start at verse 19.
Yes, sir.
Verse 19. Go ahead.
Then answered Jesus and said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he seeth the Father do. For what things soever he doeth, these also doeth the Son likewise.
Yes.
For the Father loveth the Son, and showeth him all things that himself doeth.
Yes, sir.
And he will show him greater works than these, that ye may marvel.
Now, they had a problem in verse 18, because they said he was making himself equal with God.
Right.
And Philippians told you that he had no problem with that.
Right.
Go ahead.
That's right. 21. For as the Father raiseth up the dead and quickeneth them, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will.
Yes, sir. He gonna raise up whom he will.
That's right.
Go ahead.
For the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son.
That's where we get the title from.
That's right.
The Father judgeth no man.
Right.
But he committed all this unto Jesus. Why? Who better to judge this thing than other than the person that walked in this?
Right.
We can easily say to the Father, wait, you don't know how this feels.
Right.
To be in this flesh.
Make it plain, bro.
He would have to respect that.
Come on.
So guess what? He tied up all loose ends.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Said, I'm going to take that cloak away from you. No excuse.
No excuses.
When you read the 15th of John, he tell you that. That's why Jesus came. Ain't no excuse. He showed you he can do this. It can be done. Go ahead.
23. That all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father.
What? You got to treat them alike, right? He said that honor both of them. Go ahead.
He that honoreth not the Son, honoreth not the Father, which hath sent him.
And he kept getting dishonor. Go ahead.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me have everlasting life, and shall not come into the condemnation, but is passed from death into life.
Passed from death unto life, brother. Go ahead.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of God, and they that hear shall live.
Even now, we got people that's new. If you hear this thing, you hear his voice, don't harden your heart. Keep coming back, getting his word.
Yeah.
Save yourself in these last days.
Teach, brother.
And then there's going to be some in the grave. They going to hurt. They going to come up at the appointed time. Go ahead.
26. For as the Father hath life in himself, so hath he given to the Son to have life in himself, and hath given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man.
Wait a minute. He gave him authority to execute judgment.
That's right, brother.
He told him, you going to judge. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming in the which all that are in the graves shall hear his voice.
He showed us the example by using Lazarus.
Yeah.
He went in there, called Lazarus by his name, and he came up out of there.
That's right. That's right.
Martha and them they was shaken by that thing, man. He dead, man.
Mm-hmm.
He said, no, he sleep.
Right.
And we was trying to show, I'm going to call everybody up at that point in time.
That's right, bro.
That's why Job said, remember my name.
Right.
But go ahead and read. What else?
29. And shall come forth they that have done good unto the resurrection of life.
Yes.
And they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation.
He said everybody gonna get in position. So now, he said everybody gonna come up, they gonna get their reward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Hebrews chapter 2. Everybody, why was Jesus thought worthy to do it? We're gonna let Hebrews tell us. The one that put on the suit, that sacrificed himself, he gonna be able to tell us, no, it wasn't too hard.
Right.
I was there for 33 and a half years. You mean to tell me? And I got whooped on till I was unrecognizable. And you mean to tell me? Yeah, you can do it. Right. I didn't have no woman for 33 and a half years. And you mean to tell me you can't discipline yourself? Yes, you can. He got all ends covered.
The servant is not above his master.
No, sir. He got them all covered. Every end you can think of, he got it. Hebrews 2.
Who are you teaching, brother?
And 9, brother. 2 and 9. Go ahead.
But we see Jesus, who was made a little lower than the angels for the suffering of death.
Why? To die. Go ahead.
Crowned with glory and honor.
Yes.
That he, by the grace of God, should taste death for every man.
He had to taste it, see what it felt like. For all men. Go ahead.
For it became him, for whom are all things, and by whom are all things.
Yes, he created
everything.
He created everything. It's letting you know that. Go ahead.
And by whom are all things, in bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings.
Yeah, because Jesus didn't die for nothing now. Go ahead. No, skip, I'm sorry, to 14.
For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same.
He jumped in there and took part of the same. Go ahead.
That through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is, the devil.
Because we gave it right over to Satan. Once we communicated, it was a wrap. That's right, all the power, you done gave it over to him. That's why Jesus, who gave it to us, had to come in the flesh to reverse it. Nobody could reverse it but him.
That's right.
He put it right back on the table. Skip down to 16.
For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham.
Yes, sir.
Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren.
Yes.
That he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God.
Yes, so he's coming with mercy. Yeah. And he's faithful.
Yeah.
That's why he took the curse of the law out. He removed that out the way. Because if he didn't remove that curse, we'd be fried still. Right. Because if it said, thou shalt not steal, you thought of it, you guilty. Thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not commit adultery. You do it, you guilty. He had to remove this thing out the way.
Teach, brother.
Mercy came in, right?
Yeah.
And then he said, what else? He said, and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God. To make what, brother? Go ahead.
Reconciliation for the sins of the people.
Brought us right back to the Father. Go ahead.
For in that he himself have suffered being tempted.
Now, he was tempted, though. Satan tempted us. They tempted him. Go ahead.
He is able to succor them that are tempted.
So succor meaning help. If he went through it, that's what we pray to. Yeah, we pray to the Father. But Jesus is the one that's going to make the right call to the Father. Say, yeah, this person need help.
Yes, bro.
I know what it feel like. Give them a little more. Give them a little more time. Yeah, I know how they feel. Give them a little more room and space. Father gonna say, yeah. He got somebody worthy right beside him to say, yep.
Man, thank
I've
God.
been down and I felt it. The Father even came down and watched some of it when they was killing him on the Passover. Sky got dark, thundering and whatnot. The people didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Father took a look at that. Okay, I'm a witness to it. You can't lie to me because I saw it.
Right. Came down. Man.
Came down to help us, to help his son. Now, let's go to Psalm chapter 2. You can read that in, I believe, Psalm the 18th chapter. Also in 1 Samuel, where the Father came down and looked at that thing.
Man.
Psalm chapter 2. They got it airtight, y'all.
Yeah.
So if they put somebody in the fire, they definitely meant to be there. Psalm 2, we're going to start at 11 and 12. 11 and 12. It's our last spot. 2, verse 11 and 12. Go ahead and read, brother.
Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling.
That's a blessing. Go ahead.
Kiss the Son, lest he be angry.
He said, kiss him, lest he be what?
Angry.
And what?
Ye perish from the way.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
When his wrath is kindled but a little.
He said, if he get just a little bit angry, you perish. Go ahead.
Blessed are all they that put their trust in him.
There's nothing wrong with trusting in Jesus Christ.
Yes.
That's the one that's the high priest. He gonna go to the Father. He's gonna do all the mediating for us.
Yeah. Teach, bro.
He's the advocate now.
Yeah.
And we need that, don't we?
Yeah. For sure.
Why? Because the Father judging no man. Jesus know where our dirty laundry at.
Man.
And we can't hide it. So with that, I hope y'all got something from it. And I thank you for your time.